Hey all, this video is to complete the notes for 1.5. The linear pair postulate says that any two angles that form a line are going to be supplementary. So if we have a line and then we have a ray that splits that line into two angles, we're always going to get the sum of those two angles going to equal 180. In problem 3, KPL and JPL are a linear pair, so we're going to draw that out. Each of those angles are unknown. We have KPL is 2x plus 24, and then JPL is 4x plus 36. Ultimately, we want to find out what is the measures of KPL and JPL. We're going to use our linear pair postulate, knowing that the two unknown angles are going to add up to 180. So we'll set up an equation to show that. So we can take the unknown 2x plus 24 plus the unknown 4x plus 36 and set it equal to 180 because they will add up to a straight line. And we can use algebra to solve for x, and we get x is equal to 20. Once we know x is 20, we'll take 20 and put it in for x. So 2 times 20 plus 24 gives us 64. 4 times 20 plus 36 gives us 116. And if you notice, 64 and 116 will add back up to 180. To finish up 1.5, we'll look at the definition of angle bisector. So an angle bisector is kind of like the angle version of a midpoint. So segment, we talked about midpoints in section 1.3. Now we're going to start looking at this angle bisector. So an angle bisector is a ray that divides an angle into two. And the symbol I'm using right here is congruent. And then angles, you can use the symbol to kind of abbreviate instead of writing out that word every time. When we have an angle bisector, it'll divide our angle into two congruent angles. And you'll notice that the marking to show angles are congruent are little arcs. And if an angle has the exact same amount of arcs as another angle, then those two angles are congruent. So we can construct the information that's given. DAB, that angle is going to be bisected by the ray AC. Once I draw in that bisector, I'll mark with these arcs here, I'll mark that each of those are going to be congruent. Now continuing, if the measure, so that little m stands for measure, if the measure of angle DAC is 58, what is DAB? So now I'm talking about the full combination of both of those. Well, 58, if I know that's 58, this is also going to be 58. And then use the angle addition postulate, 58 and 58, the total is going to be 116 degrees. And don't worry about your drawing, like my drawing is not drawn to scale, but just to kind of get a picture of where that bisector is and then where my congruent angles are, I can start to solve out the problem. So that finishes your notes for 1.5. You should be good to go now to finish problems 10 through 15 on your practice. Have a great day.